how the perception of Becky and perception. So I'll let you go first.
Like, this is one of the times I feel for Lyra's story, Becky didn't need to win. And 3, 2, 1, and hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Trip Around the Multiverse with your host, the man who is a 30-year-old vet at 39 years old, Kyle Charles, and
the cruel cosmic entity that comes after generations of families because
reasons.
yeah. You are Chung.
And today in this episode, we're going to be doing a entertainment wrap-up summary of May and so far of June.
Yeah. Key things that we're going to hit anyways.
Yeah.
And mostly are 3 films.
Yep. Money
in the Bank, and then what you text me about, which we'll get to.
Yeah, I got it in my hand, which I literally read before we started.
All right. Okay, so first thing we'll cover is we'll do the films in the order that they were released.
Yep, cool.
Final Destination, but Bloodlines. Now, you said you haven't seen this.
I haven't seen
it, right?
No, but I've won it at some point. Yeah.
Oh, you are going to?
No. When it comes,
spoiling
no, you can spoil it because I probably won't see it till it comes out on Netflix or something. So by that time, I will have forgotten everything. I am.
Are you a fan of the franchise? By the way.
I think I've seen. So I know I've seen fully 1, 2.
Mm-hmm.
The one where they go to the theme park, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that in its fullest.
Wait, is that number 3?
I think that's number 3.
No, yes. Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah,
right?
Yes, I think that's number 3.
Oh, that might be number 3. Yeah. I think that's number 3.
The fourth one, the one that starts with the NASCAR thing, bang.
Yeah.
Never, I didn't see that one, and I saw the one before the new one, where it's the one that kind of is the prequel when you find out the end.
Yeah.
Which I
like that. That was smart.
Yeah, that was smart.
And when you watch it back, you realize they didn't use the technology that was at the time. Of the movie.
So I was like,
that was smart.
Because I remember I watched it again afterwards to make sure that yep, they're smart.
Because the first movie takes place in 1999/2000.
Yeah.
And then the rest of and except for the fifth one, like you were saying, which is released in 2010, but takes place
in
99 or whatever.
Yeah,
and they fudged the dates. That's the problem on the plane ticket. They
and
I think 1 year later, so there's a skip. Well, anyways, and the thing with the first one is, I think they didn't have a good gauge of exactly what they wanted how Death wanted to do, because what they did was have this blue liquid come out the toilet to make the guy slip, right, and wrap his neck around the shower curtain wire thing, right, and then the blue liquid went back to the toilet.
That's when. When you watch them back later, like, that's a bit. You didn't think
but then everything else is just like, we've got some wacky contraption to get this person killed. Yeah, I shall do that.
Which I appreciate.
This movie is in line with that. It sets up. So at the beginning, blatantly, right?
Yeah.
There's this little black kid, and then you're like, all right, that must be Tony Todd, because this thing is taking place in the 1960s.
Yeah.
I was so obvious that it was, but I'm not even spoiling it for you. And the gimmick is that this person's granddaughter has been having the visions. It's got passed on to her.
Okay.
Even though the grandmother's still alive, right? But it's just because there was meant to be like the San Francisco Tower, whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
But she had the vision. She got everyone out, right? So now Deathly's just like, well, I'm supposed to kill all these people, and now I have to go and kill them through generations, because the people that now have kids that don't exist, that weren't supposed to exist, I have to eliminate them before and get down the chain.
Okay.
The thing is like, is it going by alphabetical order? What?
No, it's just like random. Has a names on like a dartboard and just throws it like, hey, this is the family I'm going on for this week. Yeah, that's a bit.
yeah. Exactly. It is what it is, and if you like that sort of thing, it has that suspense of like, are they gonna, is this a vision? How are they gonna get out of it? Blah 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 and that stuff. So if you like the others, I encourage you to watch it, because it makes sense with the rest of the story, and it's Tony Todd's last film, and he is gaunt. I mean,
you could tell he's.
To be fair, he's 80 plus, and he already filmed his scenes before he died. But at that point, you're like,
You could tell, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And there's some, very
Is it any interest?
off-key deaths, but
Okay.
then that's what you expect. So
yeah. Even though
some of me like, and then there's something in the film that is kind of smart. Why certain things happen, and you're like, oh, okay, all right, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't want to spoil anymore if you're gonna watch it.
Yeah, no, I'll probably watch it like whenever it comes out on streaming or it's on something. I'll definitely watch it.
Because I'll give you the meat and bones of it without disrupting the entire story. So
because I did want to see it during when it came out, and then I was busy and stuff. Then I was gonna see it last week, but it was like some stupid time. Like no way I can see it. I think it's like at 10 o'clock. So I'm like, I can't see it at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those films, isn't it? That that you would play at a certain time, even though logically speaking, I suppose if you're it's like 18 rated plus or whatever it is, like just saying them. Then you would have to get the crowd that comes in around 9, 7 or whatever. Right? The early morning crowd, like something like the Marvel film, they can have the early morning crowd, late crowd. It don't matter.
Yeah. You saw them action film, the horrors.
Like, some people, but some people have time only to watch in the morning because if you've got a night shift job.
Yeah, exactly. So you're kind of buggered. Yeah. Think about that.
All right. Okay. Moving on then. Swiftly. Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning, aka Dead Reckoning Part 2, but
Yeah, which I don't understand why I just name it Part 2, but.
Yeah. Because they then went back. They retconned the titles and everything else.
Yeah.
To say Dead Reckoning, without Part 1. So. Did you see Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1?
No, but I kind of know the gist of it. Where they tried. Right. It ends with them failing and trying to do what they're meant to do, right? And then that's why number 2 happens.
Yeah.
Yay!
I mean, they don't really fail. Here's the thing, right? All right. So I could go through the film, but obviously, if you'd seen Part 1, then we could just clear a bit more things up, right?
Yeah.
But are you going to watch these both, by the way?
Yeah. At some point. Yeah, at some point. But again,
the first one's, it's going to be like a 5 and a half hour long watch, probably.
Okay. Wow.
Because this one's like 2 hours 45 minutes in itself.
So I'm guessing the first one's like 2 hour plus, isn't it? Because they normally are the Mission Impossible films, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, except for number 2.
By the way, there was something in number 1 where I'm just gonna say it, right? So, not spoiler, right?
Yeah.
Well, actually, it is gonna be a bit of a spoiler at the end, but it don't matter, right?
I don't care.
So Vanessa Kirby and what's her name? Hayley Atwell, yeah.
Yeah.
They're physically built different.
Yeah.
So when one has the disguise of the other, you're like, wait a minute.
They do this face swap thing with them two. Not face swap thing. The okay.
Yeah. This is late in the film, so basically I spoiled that for you. But it's way late in the film, and you would think, all right, if it's Vanessa Kirby pretending to be Hayley Atwell, then she can stuff her top, right?
Yeah.
But it's the other way around. It's like, how do you remove?
And like, you can't put like in a body. Like, say I was just trying to disguise as like a bigger, buffer man. I put on a bodysuit, right? It makes sense. But then, if a bigger if for example John Cena wanted to disguise himself as me, there's no way of him doing that. Like you. Yeah. Okay. That doesn't. Okay.
Yeah. Our boy Italian, no, Mexican, no, Deathstroke from the Titans. I can't remember where he's from. S.A. Morales.
You know what I was gonna say? Ain't he from New Zealand? But no, I think of him.
No, you're thinking of Manu Bennett.
From Arrow. Yeah.
So he had the presence in number 7, right? He was like the key villain-ish. Right?
Yeah.
But he had the presence number 7, even though they're going after what they call the entity, which is a computer program, right?
Okay. Yeah. AI.
AI. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except that so he's also in this, but he takes a back seat. So it only seems like he's in a movie for 10 minutes, but it's like, wait a minute. It's the rest of the movie. So Tom Cruise has to try and thwart an AI, which then will get double crossed by Deathstroke. And it's just like, okay, so we're just waiting for Tom Cruise to do everything, so these guys behind him can just go, it's my time to now intercept.
Yeah, you did it all for me.
Yeah. Even though that's what they're trying to, but it's fine.
You know that
I want to say it's not. I don't know. I don't know, as an ending of a film, a franchise ender, it could have been a bit more bombastic.
Yeah.
It just seems a lot of we're waiting for Ethan Hunt and his team to do stuff. They could have got, and just an idea, because the guy from Mission Impossible 1's in it, Kitteridge.
Yeah.
So in part 2, if he wanted to stop Tom Cruise, he could have Ethan Hunt. He could have got anyone else that was left over from the other Mission Impossible movies that went on Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt's team this time around. Like, so you could have got Jeremy Renner, Maggie Q, Paula Patton, and some whoever, and have them as the other MI team that tries to stop Tom Cruise.
Which would make more sense.
Not necessarily stop him, but they're both trying to get the AI before the
Yeah.
And he's like, Tom Cruise, we can't trust Ethan Hunt because he was always, every single time he breaks the protocol.
He breaks protocol. Wink. Yeah. Okay.
And he gets the job done, but we still don't trust him because we want this thing ourselves. Yeah.
But
it's fine. It's fine. People survive. At the end of the movie, they're all like in Leicester Square, Trafalgar Square looking area.
Yeah.
And then they do that thing where they're in the crowd, but they look at each other.
Oh, like
I'm expecting the music to play from Fast and Furious 7. You know that?
Yeah. It's
See you
been
again,
a
music.
long time
Yeah.
without you, my friend. Oh.
Exactly. I was like, all right, okay, yeah. I mean, but the thing is, even though I'm just joking that I was waiting for the music to play. The only thing, it doesn't really work, that sequence, because Simon Pegg's the only character that's been in the franchise long enough to actually have that relationship with.
Is Vin Reams in this one?
Yeah, but but he's not at the end. Do you take that?
Oh yeah,
as you will.
No, I kind of gathered. Yeah. He for the visual people, not himself, but bang something. Yeah.
Well, yes, yeah. He's gone in the first 10-20 minutes of the film.
Of the first or the second one?
Of the second film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it?
Yeah,
Is it quite an epic way, or is it just like, oh?
It's quite a logical way because of what was presented to him.
Okay.
And they get a cameo appearance from they get a guy from the first movie, not Kitteridge, but another guy from the first movie.
Yeah.
It comes back in this movie. You're like, oh, okay, makes sense.
30 years later.
Yeah, look, it's fine. It's fine for what it is, but as a franchise ender, it seems like it could have been more.
It'd be like, say for example, if the Fast and Furious, the next one, because the last one, goes out on something like, it ends with, say for example, Vin Diesel and Jason Momoa's characters end the film in a game of chess. You know what I mean? Something like they sit down like, okay, this is gonna be the most intense film we're gonna do, and it's like a 45-minute chess game.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
You got chess boxing on the other hand. At least there'll be something, right?
Yeah, well, just okay.
And also it seems like it's one of those things where this is a movie, and then maybe we can make a series with a different set of people afterwards.
Okay.
Not that they were going to do that, but okay, that's concluded the Ethan Hunt saga.
Yeah. Okay.
And now we can, move
on to something else.
Seen the film Limitless.
No, but there was a TV series in it, and it was like Limitless.
And Bradley Cooper was also at the beginning of that that series to hand it off to whoever.
Yeah.
Just like if you've seen Highlander TV series.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
And Christopher Lambert was at the beginning to hand it off to Adrian.
Scottish guy.
I forgot his name now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if they made the Mission Impossible series and Tom Cruise was just in it, like just to
say, hey guys,
the next guy, essentially, yeah.
Oh, kind of like that film Welcome to the Jungle. With The Rock. What was the other? There was another name for it, and I can't remember. Anyway, when Arnie's in it for like the first second, they're kind of like, hey, I'm handing the reins of action here over to you, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and then now we have. And
then Vin Diesel decided actually, should have got to meet him.
They're both.
I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna say, as an action hero, Vin Diesel probably has more of the reins at the top.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't go to see a Vin Diesel movie because his name is in it. Yeah, but people will. Like yourself. Yeah. But it's just like, he knows what he puts out as an action hero. The action hero of the 80s didn't always put out quality, but they knew where they were.
They knew their place. Yeah, that sounds bad, but
And Vin Diesel doesn't stray because he's like, even Jason Statham does comedy and a bit of comedy as a straight man with no emotions, right?
Yeah.
dealing his lines, yeah, with such non-emotion.
Yes.
That you're like, okay, that's funny. Right?
Yeah.
But Vin Diesel, he's like he did try to pacify, and like, nah, I know who I am.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Action hero all the way.
Yeah, I'm cool with him.
Yeah.
Guess he is too. That's a bit of a bummer then.
So I would say watch him.
Yeah.
I don't know if you would watch them back to back because there's going to be very long, movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're fine. They're cool. I think maybe I'd say part one's a bit better because you're not just waiting on what a certain point to happen.
Yeah.
For everyone else to come together to do whatever, right? But it's just like, I'm not gonna put. So it's a 2 hour 45-minute movie, and then I'm just gonna minus the credits. Then let's just say 10 minutes credits. So 2 hours and 35 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're waiting 2 hours for Tom Cruise to actually get to the point where
stuff happens.
Yeah. Well, no. Then the AI happens, and then the other guy who's like, oh yeah, Tom Cruise.
Okay. All right. Because I'm hoping, right? Because I've got a. Yeah. I'm going on.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
No, you were saying?
I was saying like
I'm waiting for you.
Oh, sorry. Like, so I'm waiting because I've got a long. In September, I'm going Vegas for a couple of days, so I'm hoping on the flight there they have it, and I'm like, okay, cool. I've got 10 hours to spare, and I can watch.
I'll tell you what, it's actually funny as well. I think I said it before, but when I went to Hong Kong last year, they had Top Gun Maverick, on the thing, and I was like, okay, let me watch this to see why this made $1 billion at the cinema, right?
Yeah.
Right. And after the original time because it was so
Fair enough.
So you can watch these things back to back. Tom Cruise Fest.
I keep forgetting those two films came out the same year, didn't they? It's such a weird thing. Oh, that's hilarious.
But are you a fan of that franchise, or what do you think? In general?
Yeah. Like I like the franchise. I've always liked Mission Impossible. The last three I kind of saw late. I don't know why. Something happened because normally I went to cinema to see all of them. Yeah. Except for 3. I don't know why I didn't get to see 3 in the cinema. But anyway, other than that, I saw all of them in the cinema. And I think it's a good movie. Once they kind of realized what it was, I like them because one is.
I'd say. I mean, go on.
One's.
No, I did like 1 actually. I rewatched 1 recently. I did enjoy it. Some people say it's a bit too complicated. I'm like, no, it's not really.
Nah, but when I first saw
it, though,
8. The number 2 is out there.
It's something else. Like,
it's out there.
It's like when the rest of the when you watch number 2, it's like the rest of the franchise is on a certain level, and number 2 is just like very strange.
Yeah, it's like this is the timeline, right, of the films. Yeah. 2 somehow is like there. And then we keep going. I mean, it doesn't fit in with any of it. You're like, wait.
Yeah. Even though John Woo directed it, I will say, but it felt it doesn't feel like a spy movie sort of thing.
Like when
the rest of them, where it's like, go on.
Like when I knew it was crazy, when he walks up to someone and gives him like a flash kick, like, wait, what? I mean, he was like,
and then he does the Jeff Hardy flip leg drop.
Yeah,
which is probably what his lower spine area. Yeah. More than it'll hurt the guy. So.
Yeah. So okay, sure.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
I'll see it.
Maybe we'll speak about that more later when you've watched
it.
Yeah. They're fine. It I think part 1 is kind of better because it's more intense and there's more stuff going on. Other than let's circle around Tom Cruise and his peripheral and see what's going on there.
Yeah.
Other people actually progress the story.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll see it then. I'll give it a look.
Yeah. Okay. The Ballerina.
Yes.
From the world John Wick.
Yeah, from the world John Wick, the Ballerina. Yeah. I did see this one. And I enjoyed it. I really did. I didn't know. Sorry, people, if you're watching this, spoiler, right? I didn't know that John Wick was actually in it.
Oh, okay. Now, because I watched the other 2 films in the cinema, had trailers playing for this film, right?
Yeah.
And they just
exploiting
blatantly
that.
showed like the end sequence where she's in the snow.
Yeah.
In the castle area.
Yeah.
They decide to show that in the trailer. John Wick walking towards her.
But why?
Why exactly? Look, if this was me, right? If I was cutting the trailers, not Terminator style, just to spoil everything. If I was cutting the trailers and I wanted to say John Wick was in it, right?
Yeah.
Then you'd use the sequence where she's in the
school, right?
Ballerina house.
Yeah. And she first sees him.
And then, exactly. Yeah. And she goes, "Excuse me, what's the Wick?" And then he turns around, right?
Yeah. Because
I'm like, okay, John Wick's in it, yeah.
Yeah.
But then you don't need to. You can allude to that when they say, she becomes a problem. They can have a phone call. I have you a problem solver. And then steps off the train. Like you don't see him, but you see someone stepping off the train.
Yeah.
And then later on, she could have the bit where she said, "Oh, they sent you after me."
Yeah.
And then then you could cut to an action clip where you don't know who.
Yeah.
John Wick is there. Don't give it away though.
It was because I legit thought when in the school bit, I thought this was seen in another film. And they just cut it into the film. I was like, oh, okay, because when she's on like the balcony, right, and she looks down and sees him. I thought, okay, that's from John Wick 4. They just cut it into the film. You know what I mean, like, oh, okay, that's
wait, three. Yeah.
Oh, well, anyway, it's one of the older ones.
At the end of 3, he gets knocked into the Continental, and then he's off underneath with Lawrence Fishburne underneath the rivers of wherever
of New York, I think. I don't know. Yeah. No, so I just thought it was cutting.
No, you are right. People are like, how does this fit in the timeline? Because if in number 3 he's doing the thing that he's excommunicated.
Yeah.
Why is the ballerina lady
contact
what's her name from Modern Family?
Morticia?
Yeah. Why is she calling John Wick? How can she but anyways.
Because I didn't even think about it to the end, wait, where did this fit in? But so I just thought it was like cuts from the other films that they put in, and then the whole bit when he actually comes like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I like this film. I like the action in it.
Yes.
I thought it was just gonna be a bit more low key because it starts getting a bit like she's gonna murder an entire
village.
When you go to a winter village to like skiing or snowboarding, right?
Yeah.
That's where the type of thing it looks like. The chalets and whatever, yeah. She's just murdered them all. Except that they all trained to try and murder her.
Yeah, they're a cult. So I was like, okay, fair enough. I kind of understand.
And what's good is like when she tries to fight John Wick and John Wick's like making a mockery of her. And it's like, that just shows the power levels.
Yeah, you don't have to do this. Yeah.
Yeah,
but I really liked it. I like that at the start when she first becomes ballerina, she's not like super like smooth or anything. Like when she does her first mission, she basically like fails it in a way, like she just gets banged up by everyone in the nightclub. And and the girl played her name. What's her name? Amy. Blah 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 blah. She's pretty good. What is her name? Amy Dumas? No, you're thinking of Lita. That's Lita. Yeah.
Anna de Armas.
Yeah. I like her. She's pretty good.
She was really good in that small little segment in the Bond film that she got to do.
Yeah.
Actually, for no reason, because you got to cut her entire section out, and it would have had no
relevance, no impact on the story.
To the film.
Yeah.
But what it did show was that she was capable. Well, between her and her stunt woman, because I'm thinking in the Bond film when she's wearing that low cut V-neck dress sort of thing, right? She's not gonna take back bumps.
No.
The poor stunt lady though.
Yeah.
And I want to say as well in this film where she's wearing a dress as well. I'm like, well, guys in suits they can still wear padding underneath it, right? But yeah, them stunt ladies taking them hits. Oof,
they get paid, so
later on when she has more clothes as though she had less less things that are tight fitting, right?
Yeah.
Then I'm like, oof, that stunt lady's safe, but other times,
because there was another, like the story's pretty good as well. Like her dad was in the cult, and then they go. That cult has some weird thing about taking people's daughters, right? Like some weird. It's not really explained.
Well, apparently, if the daughters belong to them in the first place, ish kind of. If you're fathered in as part of the cult, then you belong to the cult, apparently.
Yeah. Well, she didn't really explain why. I think there's some weird creepy thing behind that. But yeah, I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then her dad is Diego from Umbrella Academy. It took me ages to realize, like, This guy looks familiar.
Yeah.
I seen him.
And he had a good action sequence as well. You know, yeah.
He was pretty good.
I thought from the start of this movie when it I thought it was going to be more smaller scale, as in between, you know, John Wick 1 and 2, kind of that level. But it kind of went to John Wick 3.5 right away.
Yeah, because the budget.
By you get into the middle of the movie, you know, it's just like, okay.
You're like, oh, they have more budget in this film. That's why there's multiple locations.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Len Wiseman directed it.
Yeah.
Well, most of it. Okay, what they say is Len Wiseman directed most of it, and then they got the guys from 8711, Chad Stahelski, to add some more action scenes in it. That's why it got held back for a couple of years.
Oh, okay.
To be fair to him, all the extra stuff he filmed was really good.
Yeah. Okay.
But it just made it a bit more grander than Well, look, this lady knows nothing about stealth, apparently.
Yeah. That's why I was like, wow, she's like the worst. Not the worst, but so you're not like John Wick, who does everything in silence. You literally just like, instead of using a sniper, I'm with shotgun. You know, so that's like her approach to life. Like, oh, okay, cool. Oh,
yeah, no, but aside from that, crazy. I think it's a good addition to the John Wick universe.
Yeah,
it's more of that, just on with a different lead.
Yeah. And
did you ever watch
Yeah.
Go on.
No,
you go first.
No, mine's a small mine. I'll say in a minute, but go
on. Did you ever watch the Continental? As in
no,
the Amazon. I think it was
Amazon,
right?
Yeah. I went to watch it. I was meant to watch it before this. I forgot. Literally to watch it. Like, oh yeah, the Continental. Okay. Oh.
Don't bother.
Thought so. I heard it's not that great.
yeah. It's supposed to be Winston's backstory, but I say quote unquote because it's not really.
Okay.
It is a version of a backstory of Winston, but it doesn't seem to fit with what the series could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You'd think if it's Connell, he could be. You could cast a young version of him, but then you'd be like, it's about the people that go in and out of it and how he's.
How he's just.
It's just not. It's not really
worth it.
Yeah. It's not. I'm not saying necessarily action oriented, but it does not seem like it's part. It doesn't live up to its potential as part of that. Connection.
Okay.
It's a bit like you got Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
And then you got Solo.
Yeah.
Which kind of is not really.
Yeah.
Not as good as.
Yeah. It depends who you are.
That's what it was.
Didn't happen. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. But so you're recommending people to watch it as would I, right?
Like, because there's one bit in the story I was like, I like they didn't go for this trope. You know, when she goes to the gun shop guy for information and she's showing all these guns, and then the action scene happens. Like, oh, okay, I like how they didn't like. So basically, you've met the merchant. Here's your weapons for the end fight. I like how they just like, nope, that's not happening. So I like that little scene. I was like, good on them for changing.
She used a lot of weaponry and improvised weaponry and stuff like that. It's like, okay, you know what? Yeah. I mean, you got to do what you got to do to survive. Even kill people with ice skates and
ice skates and grenades. The grenade kills are awesome. But yeah, I'll say definitely people will see it, man. It's good. Support the John Wick universe. So hopefully we get I don't know Ballerina 2 then, and then whatever the John Wick one would be.
It looks like it seems like there'll be Ballerina 2-ish kind of, because this film doesn't end. No, it ends on a.
It ends basically like.
But
it ends like another John Wick film does. It's basically like, okay, cool. But yeah, man, I like the universe. It's weird, and I like it. Yeah. And Daryl from Walking Dead was in it. Look, I didn't see.
Yeah. And he basically was Daryl from Walking Dead.
Yeah, basically.
Filming this in between Walking Dead, and he does not change exactly what he looks like.
No, didn't even have a shave or anything. Exactly.
But he couldn't even tie his head to a ponytail or whatever.
Yeah,
he had the exact Daryl cut. So.
Yeah, it's literally like, okay, the Walking Dead studios over there, and the John Wick, this Ballerina's there. He's like, okay, I'll just go from one job to the other. Nothing changed. He probably wearing the same clothes he's wearing
between my jobs.
Yeah. Oh, if you look closely, he probably has like a his name Daryl Dixon, isn't it? In the show. Yeah. He probably has like you can see he probably has like a badge saying Dixon on it. Like, oh yeah, he's the same clothes. Cool. All right. Oh, use his own wardrobe.
Okay. Money in the Bank.
Shorty, what you make? Yep. Yes, Money in the Bank. All right. I have mixed thoughts about Money in the Bank.
Okay.
All right.
Do you want to go through your thoughts as we just go quick results?
Yeah. Let me just.
Okay, so Naomi won the Money in the Bank, the women's Money Bank.
Yeah,
She defeated Alexa Bliss, Julia,
Stephanie Vaquer,
Roxanne Perez, and Stephanie Vaquer.
Yep.
Stephanie Vaquer doing the Devil's Kiss on the ladders.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Sure, makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to say, you know what? I don't of all the options.
Yeah.
I think Naomi makes the best
most sense.
one.
Yeah.
Because she can antagonize Jade Cargill a bit more.
Yeah.
Just for the lulz, you know?
Yeah.
Just wait for Jade Cargill to win that title and then she can cash in on her.
Yeah.
I'm not saying whether you want Jade to win it or not, or, you know, just like Naomi's just going to be there.
She's going to either cash in on, either Jade or Nia. Oh, no, she can't cash in on herself. Jade or Bianca. It's one of those ways because she's mixing up, even with Tiffany, because her character, I like her new character because it's like she's unhinged and she's capable of anything. So it's like, okay, I can see her becoming champion, and I like her new entrance because like she fully embraces like the rock stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, good on her, man. She deserves it after 15 years.
I think
commentary
there's a lot more storyline stuff they could do with her.
Yeah.
Rather than the other people.
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah.
Like. It's probably too soon for Julia or Stephanie Becker to actually win the title, anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Alexa Bliss doesn't
and
really
Julia
need to
looks like she's going. Sorry?
I was saying Alexa Bliss doesn't need to win. But yeah, what were you saying about Julia?
Yeah. She probably looks like she's going for the US title, anyways.
Yeah. And Rhea, me personally, doesn't need the title in the briefcase because it kind of takes away from her character. Mm-hmm. Unless she's going to become like a Weasley heel all of a sudden, but then that's weird for her character. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Next match, Intercontinental title match, Dirty Dom versus Octagon Jr.
Yep. The opposite of Pentagon. Or Penta, sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
I like this as a showcase win for Dominic. He's, you know.
Yeah.
He's got to build his reputation.
Yeah.
You know how like we enjoy the antics of Dominic.
Yeah.
Right? One of my guys back from school, he also watched it during the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like Dom at all.
Oh, okay.
He's like, why? Why?
But what don't he get? I mean, he's like, what don't you get?
I guess he doesn't. Yeah.
Why don't you get it? Yeah. Nah, but this match.
All right.
Did it need to be there?
Yeah.
Not really. But
no.
But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is they didn't jump Octagon Jr. out, but they kind of did.
I was about to say that. Yeah, they did and didn't. It's that sort of thing. It's like we kind of jumped you out. But
it was just more to get heat on Dom. So
yeah.
And Liv helped him win. So it wasn't,
Plus, in Octagon defense, he did have a match earlier in the day at Worlds Collide, which I'll briefly talk about later. Yeah. So okay, I'm off.
So did Stephanie Becker as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it was alright.
Okay. Becky Lynch defeated Lyra Valkyria for the ladies Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
Bird Ladies finisher is the Nightwing.
Yeah.
But, okay, right, all
right.
Get
it?
I mean, yeah.
So she's a bird and an angel that comes at night. I don't know.
I don't know.
she's a bird.
Now, you say what you're gonna say first about
No, you know what? Yeah. I actually did like this match.
Okay.
Like I like Lyra. I like both their match. Even the last two there. Was it how many matches have they had? Not including their NXT one.
If you count the NXT match.
Not including that one because I never actually watched that. The last match they had.
Yeah.
The last pay per view.
I read one with Roundup. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that match. I like this match as well. Alright. I know you think I'm a Becky Lynch hater. Which
no. I don't. I don't think. I know you are. No, I'm joking. I was waiting for you to say about certain circumstances, comparing it to how the perception of Becky and perception. So I'll let you go first.
Like, this is one of the times I feel for Lyra's story, Becky didn't need to win. Because like, if she didn't win, then it's like, okay, you just, like, where does her her story and character go off of this? You know what I mean? So, like, I get Becky winning.
Yeah, I get, see, that's what I was going to say, is like, Becky winning the title actually does more for the title. Because she's someone that's at a certain level.
Yeah.
And she's raising the stakes of the title as well, the prestige of the title with her.
Yeah.
Lara's won it, and not to knock the girl because it is a mid card title, right?
Yeah.
But what has she done with it since she's won it?
Yeah. And that's why I'm thinking, like, that's why it's kind of good because she's gonna win it back, obviously, right? So she kind of needs that. What's the word?
Elevation?
No, not an elevation. Like drive.
Yeah.
To build her character up, because at the moment she's just like.
Oh, you mean her specifically? I meant the title.
Oh, the title. It's brand new. It's still new, so it's like it's gonna take a while to sort of be where it is. But like, it needs her character needs it.
Yeah. And then Bayley attacked Becky on Raw, so we're getting that.
Yeah. And Lyra looked quite confused by like, well, I didn't know you was coming back, Bayley. So there's probably gonna be like some tension between them. And then if everything's right in the world, Bayley will be the next Women's Intercontinental Champion. But I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but Becky came to help the mid card.
Yeah.
Let me put it that way. She's like there, and I'm like, you know what? The world title thing doesn't need me right now, so I'll just take a back seat and go with the rest of the girls that are, that are not contending for the world title.
Yeah,
which is good because some people's egos wouldn't want to take a step down.
Yeah. Well, question though, what would her attire meant to be?
Who, Lyra Valkyria?
No, Lyra. Becky? She just kind of wears the same but different colors. But Becky, yeah, she was on like, I don't know. I got confused. Did I miss a reference? I don't know.
Don't know either.
Okay, cool.
But then again, I'm sure Seth Rollins is wearing some wacky stuff, and we're like, I don't get that. But
no, but because it's his character, he's weird. So it's like, okay, I understand.
I
don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Men's Money in the Bank match. Seth Rollins defeated Andrade El Grande Americano, aka Chad Gable, but not Chad Gable.
Yeah.
LA Knight, Penta, and Solo Sikoa.
Yes.
Because I hate you, Solo.
Yeah. This match, I didn't really.
Oh, hold on. First, go on. No, you say.
I didn't really enjoy it, if I'm honest.
No,
No, because
it was too much interference at the end. It was like, well, if these people are going to be in, might as well just make them participants.
I've not been. No, I didn't mind the interference and stuff. It was just too obvious the winner.
Yeah. Well, hold on. I'd say between Seth Rollins and maybe LA Knight, right? But that's about it. And I say maybe LA Knight because 8 out of 10 times it wouldn't have been LA Knight.
Yeah. But it's just because I did like the run-ins, and then when Rollins' crew took on Jeff Cobbs and Fatu, I like that bit. That's cool. And I even like the Solo turning on Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu turning on Solo. I even like that. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
What is funny is he's climbing the ladder, right?
Yeah.
Like Jacob Fatu set up the ladder, so Solo's climbing up the ladder, and then Jacob Fatu grabs Solo's ankle.
Yeah.
Right, and then Solo's just looking at the top, right? I can't reach this. Why can't I move my leg? What's going on? What's it? And he's selling he's selling bewilderment for ages.
Yeah.
Looking around like at the crowd saying, "Who's got my leg? What's going on? Why can't I move it? Is it made of stone?"
That's what I liked. It was just so stupid. I was like, "This is the best." I liked how Solo was just selling. I was like, "Oh, he's hilarious." Oh. And then
finally he looks down at Jacob Fatu, and Jacob Fatu's like, "I hate you, Solo."
I hate you, Solo. Yeah, and then gave him a rock bottom through the Unagi through the ladder, which looked kind of brutal.
Oh, that reminds me as well. One of the spots where who was it? Running across the ladders from the outside to the inside. I know Seth Rollins was on the floor, right?
Yeah.
As the guy was setting up, tilting the ladder, Seth Rollins kind of, because he was between where the ladder was, the standing ladder and the ladder in the corner.
Mm.
When it tilted, he gripped it to make sure it stayed in the spot. And then what was it? It was kind of obvious, right? But what made it extra obvious was the camera then zoomed in so you don't see Seth Rollins. Like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the Gable thing, right? When LA Light gave him that like really weird monkey flip. Was it monkey flip? One where they hold your legs and then they fall on your back, so you go.
Oh, the catapult.
Yeah, catapult. Yeah, and then it looked so slow because it went up so slow, and then the girls went yeah. That was hilarious. Oh, so silly.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're saying you didn't really like the match.
No, the match was alright.
Which I don't blame you, by the way.
It was just.
It's because it was the obvious. You're thinking that the winner's too obvious, and that's why you didn't like it.
And like the other guys didn't really. I don't know. I don't know. It just didn't. Again, I liked the run-ins and stuff. I liked all that, but I don't know. Like Panther and Andrade feel like it would just.
Say we change the lineup, right?
Yeah.
If Jacob Fatu was in it, if Bron Breakker was in it, I want to say if CM Punk but I'm trying to not have the people that are already in other stuff in it.
Yeah.
If Dirty Dom was in it, I know he's in this. But that sort of thing. Actually, you can have 2 matches in the same night if you want, right? Those people at a certain mid card level, you can see them winning it and getting a title shot. Not to be knocking Solo. I mean, I know they tried to portray him as the leader of the new Bloodline, but he ain't. Jacob Fatu's already gone above him.
Yeah. Which I feel like Solo should be higher than he is. But yeah, I get what you mean.
Well, you know what's also funny with Solo is how he was totally emotionless, right? When he first started with the group, and now he's just kind of a bit of a...
Yeah.
He's doing little dancing shuffles and stuff like
that. See, but I like that, you know, because it's like, he's become overconfident. That's what I kind of like. It's like an involvement of his character. It's like, yeah, now because I'm boss, I can be all this. You're like, but dude, you're still...
Like, if it was Bron Breakker, Dominic Mysterio, Sami Zayn, who did I say before? Oh, I could throw LA Knight in there.
Yeah.
AJ Styles because he wasn't doing anything as well.
Yeah. Karrion Kross. There's a lot of people they could have put in there. Like,
like
I get
Logan Paul even. Yeah. No. I mean,
but I mean, even. But like, I kind of like storyline.
Gunter, but you know, we didn't need to know about that because it's gonna go. Yeah.
But like storyline wise, right?
Hendry even.
No.
That'd have been something. Not saying he'd be win it, right? But
then
the
get
jokes off.
The same problem again. Like, oh, they put him in just a blah 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 blah.
Yeah, you can lose a multi-man match and be fine.
Yeah, but it's the internet crowd. They're gonna get annoyed. Like, I get storyline wise why Seth was in it and why he won because of his whole I'm trying to get power any way I can, whatever. But like. He's so established now. Does he need Money in the Bank? He could literally roll up and say, you know what, Jay or Gunter, I deserve a title shot because I was World Heavyweight Champion for a year. So I deserve title shot. And you give it to him.
Well, where's Drew McIntyre and Sheamus?
Drew's injured. But yeah, Sheamus as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
by the way, I read something recently. You know how they were a team?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember what they were called?
The Banger Bros.
Yeah. And you know what they were going to do?
Yeah.
Did you read it as well?
Yeah. The Banger Bros, right?
They were going to go around in the Banger bus.
Yeah. Then I ringed.
And I was like, okay.
I think some cotton on like, oh. But it's kind of like what was it? When Paige, Charlotte, and Becky were going to be called the Sorority Sisters, then someone did a Google search.
No, the Submission Sorority.
That's it. Yeah, Submission Sorority. And I was like, oh. Let's do a Google search. Oh. We should have had the safe search on.
Yeah, but that's different because that was accidental. Whereas they were leaning in and doing a parody.
Yeah. Oh, that may. I reckon if they did that now, they could have probably got away with it. Ish.
Yeah, because it's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, and it wasn't as. They're kind of more laid back on stuff now because every now and then someone will drop the S bomb. So you know, it's
the FNS.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Even though I don't know if you remember it, Christy Hemme on what were they doing? That show, that Diva show.
Oh, Diva
Not
Search.
Total Divas, but you know on Raw they were doing the
Diva Search. Yeah.
And someone was called a CGGS. Which I was like, depending on what I could say it. I could say the entire thing if you want, right?
No.
Something about guzzling.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Exactly. Like it's like, whoa, all right.
Wow.
Yeah, how'd you get away with that? But whatever.
What way? Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
and then we get to the final match,
Yeah.
which is Logan Paul and John Cena
Yeah.
versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso.
Yep.
Yeah, and I was speaking to you before about it. I was like,
Yeah.
I watched it. I wasn't emotionally attached to it. I was like, oh, they did stuff and
Yeah.
technically sound. I just wasn't. Oh,
But
I was just like out of it, watching there, going, all right,
because
cool,
like,
but not,
yeah.
Cody
like,
took a pulverizer.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then the man who got fired came back.
Yeah. Cost John Cena the
our
match.
truth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Run the truth killings. Yeah.
Yeah. Hit John Cena with the title.
Yeah.
After Cena hit Cody with the title, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then yeah.
And then yeah.
But yeah, what did you think of the match?
Like, it was the first like half of the match was quite boring, if I'm honest, right?
Mm.
It wasn't until near the end where it's like picking up, where they start doing like crazier stuff. Like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. Yeah, I like the end part. There's one bit I thought was quite funny when Logan Paul tagged himself in, and then John Cena comes and goes, said something. He said, "I will kill you." I was like, wait, what?
And is that when they started to bicker in the corner?
Yeah, and he
for ages, while Jey Uso then just crawls over and gets the hot tag.
Yeah, I like how
to give the hot tag.
Cena's like so like comical with all that. Like, no.
yeah.
John, you're just having fun at this point. You.
Yeah. I could get behind. Like some of his expressions and stuff are over the top, but then I don't know if he's deliberately clowning.
I think he is. I think he is. He's just enjoying his last time. Like, you know what? Before I couldn't joke around and stuff. Now I can. So yeah, it's gonna just be me.
There was that bit where Logan Paul went to the top rope to do something. Cody and he got the
drone,
Logan Paul drone thing, whatever it is, the camera. And then Cody caught him at the top and gave him a superplex. And you know what's funny is like when Logan Paul fell, the camera was still in his hand. What he should have done was actually fly out of his hand or something like that. No, land and then bounce and then get away from his hand, rather than when you hit the ground and you're still clutching. It's like, yeah, that's kind of a bit.
Yeah.
Not knocking it, right?
But I don't mean.
Like, oh, I've got to make sure I take care of this thing and don't break it. You know?
It would have been better, like you said, when he hit it, he dropped out his hand. Yeah. But I thought that was quite fun. I
think that's more realistic. But to be fair, if it's expensive equipment you're dealing with,
then
not that he can't afford to buy another one of it. But I can get why he was just trying to keep it tight.
Yeah, kind of get that. Makes sense. But and then I did like just when John Cena base just AA'd everyone, and then that was pretty cool. I don't know why. It's like, he just did it with ease. I mean, he did it with ease. All right, cool.
And then on the Raw after this, Jey Uso lost his title to his World Heavyweight title to Gunther.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but then why did okay, I can see why Jey won it, because he was popular at the time and they wanted to capitalize on the merchandise or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
But he could have had a bit longer of a title reign in that case, just to put some opponents in front of where you're like, oh, he could lose.
Yeah.
Right? Like if they put the Miz there or whatever, right? But just a bit more of a.
I don't know. If you put like the Miz, it's kind of like dead certain he's gonna win.
Okay.
Yeah.
But other people that are a bit lower on the card that you can bring up to that point where you'd be like, they could have like they usually want to get a title shot and they would like, and then you could be like, okay, maybe they'll win it, that sort of thing. Whereas now Gunther's got the title. At a certain point, you'd be like, people below a certain level are definitely gonna win it.
I don't know.
I would say Jay. We didn't even think he was going to win in the first place. But the fact is, now that he had it, he could lose at any point, right?
Yeah.
So it could have been something like that. I'm not saying an extensively longer title reign, but just like
Yeah.
Just enough to push some undercard people up. Not undercard, but mid-level card people up. Like if Bron Breakker had a match with Jay, then you'd be like, oh,
But I couldn't see. Even now, as foregone conclusion, Jay's gonna win. Yeah. Because Bron Breakker, he's still like baby in a way. You know what I mean? And like he's someone. If he won the title right now, I'm like, yeah, he's hit the ceiling. There's nothing you can do with him after that. You know what I mean? Like literally, there's some people like your career's sort of done after that. What are you gonna do? Yeah, but
okay, but yeah. But so, do you think it was a good decision that Gunther won it back?
I don't know. I'm not on the fence with that.
Okay, we'll have to see how the rest of his title reign goes.
Yeah, because I know everyone kind of thought that Jay would win at Raw yesterday. Well, whenever, Monday Night Raw, right? And then Seth was going to cash in. So I'm kind of glad they didn't go that route because that's too predictable. And Gunther winning, I don't know if Jay might win it back.
I don't know about that personally, right? But I just hope that they give more high caliber opponents to Gunther. Like his Intercontinental title reign was great.
Yeah.
But he obviously couldn't repeat that because he's already beaten so many people there.
Yeah.
His first title reign was just kind of a bit of a wavy line of opponents.
But I think it's because, like, all the main stars are sort of wrapped up in their own things. And then...
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so I think that's what kind of hampered his first reign. Like, you had Steph and Punk all in their thing. Even, like, Drew and Punk were sort of in their thing. I mean, like, it always had... There was always the upper class people in the middle or something. But, who knows? But I do think, right, this is my prediction, right, that Sami Zayn's going to win the King of the Ring. And then he's going to wrestle Gunther at SummerSlam. And then...
Okay.
If there is a wrestling god, Sami will beat Gunther, and Sami Zayn.
Well, you know, JBL does exist.
Yeah, so if he's still a deity, I don't know if he gave away his cosmic powers. Like that would be cool, because then you can have that thing like, oh, Jay and Sami, like, oh, so.
Right. Well, Sami did beat Gunther before, so you know.
Feel like, hey, dog.
All right.
Who's he?
So. When R-Truth came back at Money in the Bank, did you think he was going to come back on Raw and be R-Truth, or did you think?
No, because when he came back and they started calling him Ron Killings, I was like, okay, he's not. They're doing something with him now. Like, don't know what they're doing with. Well, he's gonna be a more serious character now. But I was like, okay, unless they're going to route that R-Truth and Ron Killings are two separate personalities, and he has like a weird. You know what I mean? But
yeah. So I know he had that match with John Cena on Saturday night's main event, right?
Yeah.
As R-Truth, and he basically got jobbed out.
Yeah, which makes sense. Yeah.
But I think he should continue this feud with Cena because then it's like it tail ends the wraparound, you know. But now I've shed being Ron Cena, that's what you want to think. And now he's run the Truth Killings back in his TNA days. Yeah. Then you know, then you can have that title match with Cena, and then you give him a bit more believability that he win the title, because R-Truth ain't gonna win the title.
Yeah.
I'm not saying run the Truth Killings will either.
Yeah. But it makes
got that edge.
Yeah. But I feel what they should do then, like after Cena loses the title, him and Truth should have a match.
Yeah.
And then they kind of both embrace, and, you know, they both go their merry way. Like, because I feel like if they have a title match, we know he's not going to win it. And then it's kind of like, then what's the point? But then if it's when Cena doesn't have a title, Truth can win.
Yeah.
And it still counts, you know what I mean? It still counts as something. So, we'll see.
Well, I just hope they give him more stuff that he could do as the... Run the Truth Killings character.
Yeah.
Which is himself, but no, it's his real name, but not himself. And you it's funny to think that his name is Ron Killings.
Yeah.
Just as Ricky Steamboat's name is Richard Blood, but
yeah.
And Pete Dunne's name is Pete England,
which is the most randomest name I've ever heard in my life. But yeah. And surprisingly, Tyler Bates' real name is actually Tyler Bates. But yeah. It's just like it's just stuff like that. It's just crazy. But yeah. There was something else that happened on Raw. Yeah, we said Bailey came back.
No, not Raw. Something happened on NXT.
What happened? Oh, Well,
Yeah,
Mariah May thing.
Mariah May went to NXT, except that she's not Mariah May.
Yeah.
She's Blake Monroe, and it's just like,
I get
right.
it. I get the Monroe part because of glamour, but
yeah. But the logic is like you could have had. Now people were joking about, right? Instead of Mariah May, she could be Mariah March. It's still calendar month.
Yeah,
right?
Or was it Mariah April?
The logic is, if you're gonna blame, why not Mariah Monroe then? Because it just went there.
Yeah. But...
And she's doing the kind of the. I mean, first of all, they've only done one vignette, so we don't know exactly the extent of it. But it seems like a 70s style gimmick ish.
Okay.
Even though Tony Storm's the 1920s divas gimmick thing. Well, yeah. I mean, surely the execution will be different. Or maybe she's just taken the look of it because she's the glamour, right? But then she's like, it's current times.
Yeah.
But they're just doing like Barbie style.
Yeah.
Hype videos ish.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see that. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
The
video starts, by the way. She's in the bathtub. She's in the bathtub, and all the bubbles are covering her, right?
Yeah.
And then then they say, now it's time for because they do that the 70s voice radio thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And then she stands up, right? And you're like, all right, but they keep at a certain level, so you don't see nothing.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
And then she puts on a towel, and then later on, she steps out of the bar. She takes the towel off, and you're like, what are they? Yeah. But then she has
her gear on.
Kind of the standard stuff that Mariah May would wear. When she was next to Tony Schiavone and stuff like that. When she was unwrapping. And I was like, okay, kind of going that route, but not. We'll have to see how the rest of it plays out.
Okay. Quite interesting.
And whether she's a heel or a face at the moment, we don't know because a heel has the title.
Oh yeah.
Heel.
Yeah. But do you think they're gonna give her a title straight away?
No, I think she'll be in contention for it though. She'll be either in contention for it right away, or she'll have a feud that leads to the contention of it.
See, for some reason, I feel like she might win the US title first. I mean, the North American title. Yeah. But then it depends how long they want her in NXT, innit? So is that also sort of thing? Because I think with her, they're trying to get her to main rosters ASAP, really, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. But the thing is, I don't think the reason mainly she's going to be in NXT for a little bit of time is because they've moved Julia, Stephanie Vaca, and Jordan Grace all up at the same time.
Yeah, I think because Jordan, she's going soon, innit? Because I know she's there now.
Roxanne Perez.
Yeah.
They've all kind of come up, so they need someone else to be the face of the brand and the women's division for a bit.
Yeah, makes sense.
And I think Mariah May can carry it. So.
Because I'm surprised they didn't put up Ethan Page yet, if I'm honest. But yeah, we'll see.
All right, and then we go to the final subject of the day when you were messaging me that you needed the time to read Black Panther, and I said I text back to you White Panther. You mean? Yeah. And you text back to me quote unquote White Panther.
Yeah. Oh. So this.
Yeah, so give me the. I by the way, I only read the bits like on the internet, so I don't exactly know the context of the story. I just know that. I know that the guy is not fully black.
I don't even think.
And he's not even drawn black whatsoever.
You know what? I want to say this, right? From what I've read. So I'll give you like a little rundown of the story. So this is set, like, I want to say 28 years in the future? No, sorry, 16 years in the future, right? And it's like, majority of the issue is just talking about the years before the world come. Like, so the first chapter is literally called like the Republic of Wakanda, 16 years after the world to come. So I don't know what they're referring to in the world to come. Is it the world that's going to be? I don't really know. It doesn't really explain, right?
Yeah.
And it's just
it's just an ambiguous X amount of years before.
Yeah.
But after, so there's no timeline placement exactly, right?
Yeah. And then like it's basically the ritual for a new Black Panther, right? But it has a little backstory before it, like, oh, the king has died. It doesn't tell you which king dies in the beginning of the story, so it's kind of weird, right? And then there's someone else who's go into they invade a military base, right, in the name of the Dorley Marad. What's the
Oh yeah.
Yeah, them, right? Yeah, and this character breaks in and then talks to the colonel like, "Oh, you need to come home because the king has died." Goes, "Oh well, the king's died before, and you know what happened last time." And like, okay, cool. And then it goes to 8 years before the war to come, and it's got T'Challa fighting his son. They're both in like Black Panther costumes, right? Their faces are covered, so you don't know who it is. So they're fighting, and the council were like, so T'Challa's beating his son up, right? And then he's like, he's unable to fight, stopping. Oh well, you may be king on paper, but we're like a democracy now, whatever. So the fight can only end when the person's not breathing. And Charlie picks up the son and goes, "He's still breathing." Like, yeah. So then they carry on fighting. I'm like, okay, it's weird. And then the next story part of it is 26 years before the war to come. Like, okay, and you find out that he married Storm. They broke up, and basically the Wakanda people took her side. But then he went to Paris, and then he met another woman. He has a secret wife, right? And he brings her back to Wakanda, and she gets kind of pissed because they built statues of Storm, and they're still up. And he's like, okay, you've been divorced for a couple of years, and this is still up. He's, oh well, I'll tear them down with my bare hands for you. And then she goes, oh, by the way, I'm pregnant, and I know it's gonna be a boy. And like, okay, cool. But
do they say, is this all in speech bubbles, by the way, and you don't see the ethnicity?
No, you see the ethnicity of the woman. She's black. She's black. Right.
Oh, okay.
So I'll get to my conclusion later on, right? So then it goes back to T'Challa fighting his son. And he takes off his mask like, okay, I'm gonna stop fighting this guy now because it's not fair. And his son's all the time saying, "You just used me as your weapon. Like you only have me to do this now." And he goes, "No, I love you." My son goes, "No, that's a lie." And they carry on fighting. And then the son gets upper hand on T'Challa, and it doesn't kill him, but this is when this council step in because the council's corrupt and like, hey, he wins. So the son wins. He takes off his mask, and it's a white kid, right? All right, that's how it ends. And then there's little bits explaining the war to come, but I didn't read it because I was like, oh, there's no pictures with it. So my brain instantly turned off. But this is how I think it's gonna happen, right? And I may be right, I may be wrong. Okay, the son that the woman's pregnant with dies, right? And then this kid, he adopts.
Okay.
And then that's how he's looks completely white and has blue eyes. Because other than that doesn't make any sense. Or I thought it might be an albino. But
yeah. That'd have been something.
Yeah.
Or it could be, and I don't know if you've seen it, there's this pictures on the internet of these twin sisters, right?
Yeah.
From a family, yeah?
Yeah.
But one of them's white and ginger.
Yeah.
But their features are the same.
Yeah.
All you do is change the skin tone and hair, and they do look the same.
Look exactly the same, yeah.
So it could be one of those situations where it's a twin, yeah?
Yeah, it could be. So I sort of like, that's my take. But then there's another character in it as well who I think might be his daughter, and she looks quite pale, but she has black features. So I don't know if... So we'll see. But
we'll see.
I don't get why everyone on the internet's getting angry. Well, not like... There's a weird debate about this. It's like, oh, how can I turn the Black Panther white, blah, blah, blah. But if they turn to...
We didn't turn him white.
No, exactly. It's a new character. Like, if you change T'Challa to a white guy, then that's where it makes no sense, right? But it's not. It's a different character. And the Black Panther is a mantle, right? So it doesn't matter. Under the mask, it doesn't really matter, right? But if you change the core character, then I could see why people are getting upset. But it's not. So shut up. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, why are you?
Yeah.
And I know people like. I think there's a joke that's gone too far, and I don't know why it's still out there, right? That people are like, oh, you see the reports, Marvel were casting Ryan Gosling to play Black Panther in Avengers Secret War or whatever. I'm like, they're not. It's why you just shut up. This is no, it's not that deep. You know what I mean? I'm gonna carry reading the story when it comes out to see where it goes, but that's my thing where it goes.
I think do you think they did it more for like shock value to get people not for shock value's sake, but it's like if we do this, we can get a little bit controversy, but as long as the story is fine,
I don't know,
people will wait to see what our end game is.
I think maybe a bit of both because the writer Christopher Priest, right? He's well known for Black Panther and stuff, and he built like
AKA Jim Owsley.
Yeah, like he did a lot for the Black Panther, like mythos, innit? Like so, I kind of
the Marvel Knights era.
Yeah, so I kind of trust where he's going with this. I don't think it like a cash grab sort of thing. You know, I feel like he has a story to tell, and it's gonna end up being pretty good. So, yeah, I don't know. People just need to just.
Well, we may touch upon it. How many issues is it?
I don't know. It doesn't say. It just says like.
Okay.
Issue 1. That's what it says. It doesn't say like out of anything.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe when the first story arc is concluded, we'll come back to it and see what happens. See if it pays off or whatever it was. You know.
But it's not. I don't think it's in continuity from what I'm looking at. So.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like it. If it's 26 years later, blah blah blah. Right.
Yeah.
So. What your thoughts of it is.
Intriguing.
The controversy is there to get to as a hook. Rather than as a detriment to the story.
And to be fair, right, they didn't advertise it. It's literally until you get the last page, like, oh, okay.
Unless like you got spoiled.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna read it anyways. I'm not saying. By the way, I'm not saying I wasn't gonna. It's not on my list.
Yeah, no, same. To be fair, I only bought it because of that. But like, it's not like I didn't see any press release before. Like, Marvel's introducing a new Black Panther. Is why literally. That day, people read it, I'm like, hey, what? And that's when it came out. So I was like, I don't think it's a cash grab or anything.
You fell for their marketing. Right? I'm not saying, by the way, I'm above their marketing, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? But what they did was say, oh, it's going to be a white Black Panther. Yeah. People come read our story, and and it works on you, you know?
Yeah, but...
It would have worked on me as well if I was like trying to see as well. But you told me you were going to read it, so I was like, all right, wait for you to tell me.
Yeah, but this is one of the opportunities where Marvel didn't actually, normally... Marvel and DC would say, we're killing this character in this episode sort of thing, like in this issue, so people go and buy it. Marvel didn't advertise anything like that. It was literally, this is a Black Panther comic. And then once you read it in, you're literally like, let me go online and tell people. Yeah.
It, like you're saying, right? People just like to spoil things a lot nowadays.
Yeah.
Though, to be fair to that, it probably would draw more people to read it. So I think... it makes sense. It's just the rest of how you pay it off. Otherwise, it's just people are going to say, "Oh, it's just done for the sake of being."
Yeah, just to be done. Yeah. Well, it's cool. I'll carry on reading it. See where it goes. Where would it go? Nobody knows. Yeah.
And you're hoping, and you're thinking and hoping that there is an actual point to the story.
Yeah.
Rather than, we're just going to have a white man rule the lands of Africa.
Which,
a bit like, okay, now, back in the 70s when they were doing the introducing Jon Stewart, and you're like, but they only decided to do that because of the racial charged whatever at the time, right?
Yeah. So I think with this, it might be a good conversational piece for, like, stuff. I don't know. But I reckon there'll be a point behind it. It's not just
yeah. I mean, hey, look. First of all,
diversity
doesn't just flow one way, right?
No, exactly. Yeah, and like,
so
it's and like I think right, if this goes down well, right, somehow this guy will appear in the main universe somehow.
Yeah, and like you were saying, by the way, as well, when you were saying about how look, it's just a matter of the Black Panther.
Yeah.
Just like we got Miles Morales as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
People don't mind him.
No.
I think people don't mind him, but it's just like he's not Peter Parker, and that's not the point, right?
Yeah.
He's Miles Morales, and people accept that.
Yeah. So you can accept this guy as Black Panther 2 or whatever, or whatever. You know what I mean? It's not
Well,
like...
he's wearing a White Panther costume at the moment. You know.
No.
The White Wolf, right? They were gonna do with Bucky, right?
Yeah. Because people keep forgetting that he does have a brother, doesn't he? Like an adopted brother. Yeah. The White Panther, whatever his name is. Yeah. So White Wolf. Yeah. So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah. Anything else you have wanting to?
No? I'll just say briefly, if you can, people, it's on YouTube. Watch WWE and AAA. Worlds Collide. Pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Did you watch it, by the way?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, I watched it. It's pretty good, man.
Okay. Oh, it's on YouTube for free.
Yeah, YouTube for free. Yeah.
Oh, for some reason I thought it was on the Netflix. Well,
Nah, because I happened to be on YouTube at the time it was on. It said like live.
Well, they spoiled the result of the main event.
Yeah.
And then I hear the main events are clustered because all sorts of people coming in and out. And I'm like, I don't know if it's Mexican telenovela.
Probably.
Like, if it was Lucha Underground, fine, because it's telenovela as wrestling.
Yeah, so it makes sense. Yeah.
But I don't think AAA is like that. But you know.
Yeah, I've never actually probably watched AAA, and I don't.
Yeah. Well, when they were doing the crossovers of TNA and stuff like that, and AEW.
Like that, because I knew a lot of AAA wrestlers, but I never actually watched AAA. Because I think I tried to watch it once years ago. I just didn't get it. So
yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Okay. So that is us signing off for this episode, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes. So yes. Don't forget, guys, to like, share, subscribe, watch us on YouTube. Check out all our social media platforms, all up there. Once again, I am going to change that to have the TikTok on there as well. If you're listening to Audio Realm, don't forget to leave us a 5-star review and write a comment like, hey, I like these guys, thumbs up or something. I don't know, just whatever you want to do. Even if it's something random like a recipe for making lemon cake, I don't know, just anything, it'd be quite hilarious. And so I have been the man who built a shrine for my ex-wife and left it up and made my new wife watch it every day because I'm a dick. Carl Charles.
And I'm the music that did not play when Tom Cruise's Ethan Hunt's MI team just walks away from each other. Missed opportunity. It could have just actually smashed cut to black and play Linkin Park as they would do in all the Michael Bay movies.
That would have been amazing. Oh, gosh. And thank you guys for listening to us. And thank you for taking a trip with us around the Multiverse. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.